Yo, little update to the support build I'm cooking up right now, or modifying, I guess. I did some changes, some minor changes, not too many. It is still pretty much the same build. In the last video, I had a pretty scuffed ascendancy tree here, where I didn't really use time snap whatsoever. Also, I didn't use time freeze pretty much. I was helping a friend though, leveling through the campaign, and I did like the trials with him, like the ascendancies and shit. And I came to like the skill a little bit more. It has its uses here and there, but it's still not something I use in maps very often. Maybe just because we're so far ahead already. But if you're a little bit weaker, the skill is actually not too bad, especially when it comes to like Uber bosses and shit. I'm not focusing on it. Like a lot of people just go like, where is it? The skill effect duration and just pump this up like crazy. It's fine. I don't like it too much. I'd rather be invincible, to be honest. So yeah, build is pretty much the same. Skill tree is like this. You grab all the block nodes here. You get the aura effect here. Here's a little bit more energy shield and movement speed. Movement speed is actually pretty important since you lose 10% from the amulet here. I have a little bit of skill effect duration, but only because it has the increased slow magnitude. The slow magnitude works on your temp chains, so they're getting slowed by a shit ton. Yeah, I'm just grabbing the energy shield here, just curse effect, area of effect of curses. In the last video I had this spec. It sounds like a lot of AoE, but to be honest, not really. I tested it in maps, and I don't know. It's a little bit of a difference, but I don't think it makes much of a difference at all. To be honest, like maybe you instead of cursing enemies on the screen here, you freeze them like here or something. Which I don't know. It's such a negligible difference for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skill points. I decided I didn't like it too much. This is basically the same. Just going up here, curse effects, jewel slot, jewel slot, jewel slots. Jewels are the most broken thing in this game so far, I think. You just get so much value from them. It's insane. The aura effect scales with your curses, so there's that. These are not crazy jewels by any means. They're like 5x maximum. I just grabbed 10% aura effect and then faster start of energy shield recharge, or like recharge rate, or maximum energy shield is pretty expensive, so I didn't go for it. I'm sitting on quite a bit of money, not a crazy amount, but you know, I could very well get them, but it's just not worth it. The money you spend on it, it's not really that worth it, I think, because you can't die anyways. So yeah, I just grabbed the energy shield here. Of course, we're CI as well, and I grabbed this node here. So this, I used to use this freeze charm, but I thought I might try this node here because I haven't seen anyone use this so far. It's really good. It basically makes you freeze immune. I've never gotten frozen since I had this. Also, the freeze just doesn't slow you down as much. The chill, I mean, which is very cool, especially because you're suffering from movement speed a lot. So yeah, I managed to take this and then swap to a Ignite Charm. Ignite's pretty nasty for energy shield because it might not do that much damage, but the thing is, it delays your energy shield recharge, right? Like it just stays on you for a while, like a couple seconds, and that time you can't recharge energy shield. So that's pretty nasty. So yeah, that's completely fixed by this one. I just bought this for like I mean, I whispered so many people, none of them wanted to reply, but yeah, there's stuff like 5x. I wanted a really good one with like increased duration and charges per second. I bought one for 15x. This was way overpriced. I'm not even gonna lie, but I don't care. People for like 5x just don't respond anymore. So I'm gonna spend a little bit more money to save a little bit of time. But yeah, this is how the skill tree looks. This one's pretty normal now. So yeah, it helps a lot when you don't have that much damage yet. You can keep bosses frozen for fucking forever. It's nuts. But do keep in mind that every time you freeze an enemy with it, they build up tolerance, and the next time freeze will be a little bit less efficient. So really maximize this time window. So yeah, the skills are pretty much the same. I mean, they're exactly the same. Time freeze, I just did more skill effect duration and twice cooldowns. So this just makes it so they're frozen longer, and I have 2 cooldowns of it, so I can just do freeze it once, freeze it twice, then reset, then freeze it once, freeze it twice, right? That's kind of the thing I do. Of course, if you get the resets, you get the resets, so that's very cool. One thing I changed is I'm missing 1 strength node here. I just changed my skill tree. Let me fix that real quick. I need 1 strength node. I can't change any int nodes since I'm exactly at the int that I need. I need 191. So I actually need to take a completely random strength node. So I get this. So yeah, the one main difference is I'm using Blink now. Blink's very cool. It makes you quite fast, especially if you get the resets. However, to use it, I have a new scepter with increased spirit. The increased spirit is very important on this one, otherwise you can't use Blink. I realized that Blink is really good, really, really good. I wouldn't run without it anymore, to be honest. So yeah, my friend is a Spark caster, so the scepter is still gonna be just increased damage and cast speed. If you have someone that does attack damage, you have way more options like this. Allies in your presence deal additional attack cold damage. However, he doesn't use any attacks, so shit happens. Yeah, if you have someone that uses attacks, you can go for a way crazier scepter than this. But yeah, I just have a basic one. I didn't feel the need to spend much on it. Right. In the curse setup, we have temp chains and enfeeble. I might swap this out to enfeeble to hypothermia, because I was leveling. I was helping a friend level an ice strike character, and I just supported him with this. It gets the resistances of the enemy down by like 70% or something. It's pretty stupid. So yeah, we just cruised through campaign with this. It was very, very chill. But usually I just use enfeeble and temp chains. Very good with increased effect of curses. Then we have more AoE and more AoE. Very good. Grim Feast is completely broken. This is completely busted. It basically makes me go from 10k energy shield to 20k in maps. So you're just running around with 20k energy shield. You completely don't give a fuck about anything in the map. You can just literally watch a video on your second monitor while you run tier 16 maps with crazy mods and crazy effect on them. You just run around, click items while you watch a video on your second monitor. It is quite relaxing. I picked Overwhelming Presence since my friend is very reliant on shocking enemies. The auras that you're going to use somewhat depend on who you're trying to support. Again, my friend is reliant on shocking enemies, so that makes it a little bit easier for him. This is not needed whatsoever. This is just, I just had 30 spirit left over, and, that was the only option I had. Blink, I just have cooldown recovery rate and cast speed. Blink actually has a cast time. Here it's a cast time of 0.6 seconds. Without this, it's 0.77. It's a little bit of a difference, not too big, but it's a nice quality of life thing. I don't use it anywhere else, so why wouldn't I use it? I'm sure there's a much more optimal setup to this, but I'm just cruising through maps with my friend, and didn't have any issues so far. Still didn't die a single time in like a week. So yeah. That being said, I'm only level 92. We haven't been playing too much since it's Christmas. It's like New Year's and stuff like that. It's we got our lives we have to attend to. And yeah. Again, we have 80 block chance. We have 80 cold res. Again, the cold res I got from the jewels because first of all, it rolls on these jewels in general. So that's a bonus thing. And I feel like that the cold cast on death explosions are by far the hardest to see. And especially if you run Delirium, when there's like the white fog, and especially if it's like on a white map, then seeing the white little explosions on the ground, it's really hard sometimes. So yeah, I just went for a little bit of cold res just because I found jewels that had them on it. So that's a nice little bonus. Completely not needed, but yeah, I went with it. The items, again, the scepter, just basic scepter, spirit, increased damage, cast speed from my friend. I went with discipline because he's converting energy shield to mana, and he has this node, which means all damage is taken from mana before life. So this gives him just a little bit more HP to work with. For the rares, very basic. Just get high energy shield, high life, and resistances. Nothing else. You don't need anything else. Just high energy shield, high life, resistances. That's it. High life is because we stack life and a little bit of strength here on the tree to increase our life. So this chest is the main piece of the build. It converts life to energy shield, and it works before CI. So it converts your life, and then your life becomes 1. So I'm going from 2.8k energy shield to almost 10,000. Very good. This chest, extremely cheap. Maybe not the corrupted version, but yeah, you can get this chest for literally an exalt. If you want it corrupted, then it's probably a divine. Yeah, it's a divine. Even the best in slot corrupted version, it's a divine. It's not too bad. Very good. Rings, max life, resistances as usual. This, what would you expect? Life, energy shield, resistances. Same with this. Try to get as much movement speed as you can, since again you lose 10% off of this amulet. This amulet just increases max block chance. Make sure you get a max rolled one because it's very cheap and you want the maximum amount of block chance, because you're gonna be giving it to a friend with this shield. This shield just gives the block chance you have to allies in your presence. So that's very good. So yeah, the 80% block chance that we cap is gonna be given to your friend as well. What matters quite a bit on this shield is getting a high base block chance on it. So this is probably gonna come corrupted. I happen to get a 40% one. Let's see what that is worth at the moment. 2 divine. Oh no, that's 43. I don't know, 40% is probably going to be a divine or something. I'm not sure. Yeah. Also, really not too bad to get this. A corrupted one is not needed for the beginning whatsoever. Just pick a 1 exalt one with a pretty decent block chance, and you're going to be having like 75% block or something, but you know, you can upgrade later. Yeah, I'm rocking this belt. Gives us shock immunity. Shock, if you don't know, it makes you take more damage. So yeah, this just basically keeps us from getting one shot, or like you know, a combo one shot, I guess, with like many explosions on the ground. So you know, if you get shocked for like 20%, you take 20% more damage. Why would we take that? We could go for a more expensive belt like Ingenuity, which makes your rings more effective. It's like very meta at the moment, but to be honest, why would we? Like, the only thing that would affect it is the life, since your resistance capped anyways. So getting another like 300 life, sure. I mean, I don't know. I'd rather have the shock, you know, the shock immunity. Especially because the belt is crazy expensive. I would have to spend all of my money on a max rolled one. So yeah, I don't really feel the need. Again, I'm literally invincible. I can just AFK the maps. Yeah, that's the build. I think I showed everything that I could show. I don't have a demonstration at the moment of the build because my friend is not here, but yeah, it's been working really, really well. Feel free to copy it. The build I was basing this off of was PoE2 Chronomancer support. This guy, Snap, it's based off of this guy's build. I changed it a little bit to something that I would like a little bit more for my personal preference. But yeah, all credit goes to this guy. He came up with the base idea of it. I gave it a go, found it pretty nice, but I'm a kind of person that changes stuff a little bit around. I don't want to completely copy someone one by one. I'm always trying to find a little spin to stuff. So yeah, that's kind of my spin on it. It's been working extremely well again. And yeah, the only thing I would recommend is raise shield on left click. I almost never use this, to be fair, but don't put time freeze on left click, because if you do, if you try to pick up an item and you misclick the item or something, you're gonna time freeze by accident, and that can be pretty bad. So yeah, that's the only thing. Make sure to not put anything too useful on your left click, because it might mess you up. But yeah, that's the update on the build. Works very well. I'm very happy with it. Let me know what do you think, and take care.